Hi, it's Shane from plantbasedrunner.com, and today we're going to talk about the airport experience. So a lot of us will have experienced flying, whether for vacations or seeing family or whatever, but it's a little different when you're flying as a musician. Um, you'll be probably flying your gear and all that stuff, and usually what I would recommend is if you're actually flying up for a gig, give yourself a lot of time. Um, First of all, if you're on vacation, you miss a flight or you're going to see somebody, you just grab the next flight and whatever. But as a musician, you're expected to be there on time. So a lot of times things happen that are out of your control, but make sure you're taking care of everything that is in your control, and time is a big one. Um, if I'm flying domestically, I'll give it at least 90 minutes. I've been in situations where that saved my bacon. If I'm flying internationally or uh, to another country, um, definitely I would give myself 3 hours. And the reason for that is because it's just you don't know what's going to happen, and you can get there and the lineup can be outside the door because they're having computer problems, or security is taking a lot longer because they're short staffed. There's so many things that can delay your ability to get to your plane that I like to err on the side of caution, and especially bigger airports in the U.S. Boy, you got to give yourself a lot of time to get through those. Usually they're a lot busier, so that's a big part, is get there early. Know have your gear packed properly. Know if you're going to carry on some gear, if you're going to gate check it, or if you're just going to do regular check. Sometimes if you gate check, depending on the staff, it can take a little longer. But and that goes through security too. I mean, sometimes they just want to go through it with a fine tooth comb. Whereas if you put it underneath in a hard shell case, they do that wherever they do it. It's not, you're not standing there watching them. So I've known people in security lines that they pull everything out and inspect everything. So that can take up a lot of extra time. So always um, uh, give yourself a lot of time. And so you'll go through, you get your bag tags and your ticket, where else it'll be on your phone. You'll get checked in. Yes, go right to security. To me, I don't mess around by going, oh, my flight's in an hour, so I can go shopping and then catch security. There's just so many unknowns, and security can back up really quickly if they're having problems. So I go straight from dropping my stuff to security, get through there, and then you can relax. I usually go find the board. Like, you always, on your ticket, it'll tell you your gate number, and I always will find, as soon as I get through security, I'll go find the board, double check to see that things haven't changed. Nowadays it's different. If you've got the app on the phone, it'll actually tell you if there's a gate change or something. But just double check, and then if you got lots of time, well, you can go have a bite to eat. My favorite thing is just walking. Go for a walk around the airport, just to, because you're going to be probably sitting for a while, so why would you want to sit some more? But there's lots of options there. Now if you're gate checking your gear, you'll have that with you when you go through the gate. You'll need your ID and your ticket and passport if you're going to a different country. And then when you go down the gate there, if you're gate checking something, you'll leave it right by, almost by the airplane door, and then staff will come and they'll hand carry your stuff into the plane. After that, it's basically just getting on the plane, and you know what? I have a video on airplane etiquette. Watch that. Because for those of us that fly a lot, boy, it's tough to watch people make the mistakes that they shouldn't. And there's a lot of mistakes I see, and it can actually delay your plane enough that you miss your takeoff time, and then you're back into the queue, which means it could be an hour until you take off, and if you've got connections, you might be missing them. So don't be the guy that makes everybody else miss the connection. So just maybe watch that video and take that to heart. So that's your airport experience. When you get to your destination, if you've gate checked an item, it'll be by the plane door again when you get off, and if not, it'll be in luggage. You basically just walk from the plane, look everywhere has got signage on how to get to your baggage, and when you get down there, you go look on the board again, and it'll tell you your flight, and then the carousel that your baggage will be on. Mine always goes to special baggage because it's fragile, so that's usually in a different part of the airport. So there you go. That's basically in a nutshell what it's like to go through your first airport experience. And if you're flying internationally, like I'm from Canada, so if I'm flying to the States, the added step would be going through immigration, which also takes a lot of time. So make sure you give yourself some time, and make sure you have your proper paperwork, and don't try to sneak in the country. That's not worth it. It's never worth it. So and then you'll have to deal with a customs agent who will ask you some questions, check your documents, check your passport, all that stuff. As long as everything's in order, you don't have to worry about a thing. It usually goes pretty smooth, and sometimes you get sent to secondary where they just do a little bit extra checking on you. And again, as long as you're not hiding anything or trying to sneak in, there's nothing to worry about secondary. But it does take time, and it can take a fair bit of time. So that's another reason to get there early. You just never know. So there you go. Hopefully that clears up a lot of the airport experience as a musician. So it's a little bit different than going to see your cousin in San Francisco. There's a few extra steps and a few other things you got to do, but basically it's all the same. Just the big thing is time. Make sure you give yourself lots and lots of time. And I know that sometimes it gets boring at airports, sitting there looking out the window, but it's a lot worse when you're rushing and stressed and worried about missing your flight. So there you go. Hopefully all that helps. Okay, we'll see you on the next video. Hey, if you like this video or any of the others I've done, hit that subscribe button. And if you're looking for bass lessons, head on over to my website, plantbassrunner.com. Go to my contact page, send me a note. We'll work something out. Thanks for watching.